Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. There's a bit of a mess in the background. I am rearranging my bookshelves because I got myself a free bookshelf that I'm going to add into my room with my read books. So I'm just kind of working on that. But while I'm doing that, I have another book review to do today. This one is quickly becoming one of my favorite authors in my feel-good series to read. It is The Last Apprentice, The Wrath of the BloodEye by Joseph Delaney. And again, I'm loving the cover art of all of this series. They all follow the same principle. It's a very quick read. I think I had it read in 4 days, which for me is a quick read for a 300-400 page book. Really well written. The world building is something that you actually feel that you're in that world, and the struggles that the characters go through are interesting to say the least. In this book, again, not spoiler free, there will be spoilers in this book, but in this book, the apprentice, which is the author of the book, or the narrator of the book, is sent to another spook for training, and this other spook is completely different than the one that he is currently with. And the dynamics between the two is really interesting. The risk of death between all the characters is interesting, but the main plot device, or the main argument, is if the pathway to get to a certain point is covered with evil, but in the end you were able to save millions of people, is that evil okay to use? And it's a concept that is done in a way that the young adult or even a child can kind of think about it. And it's done really well because it's been foretold that this narrator, that this apprentice spook is going to be the best one in the world, and he's going to be able to defeat all darkness. However, his friend, well, I'm going to say best friend, quote unquote lover, not really because they're still young, but in that avenue, love interest, is a witch. And it's a witch that has been trained in the dark arts, but is trying to use them for good. And she uses small evil magics to help him. Like when he got into trouble the last time, they used a mirror to speak to each other, which in this world is black magic. But using that mirror saved his life. So the concept of, if you continue to use evil even little bit by little bit, you'll be turned to the evil side. It's interesting because, okay, yeah, using a mirror, what harm can it do? And it saved the life, therefore is it okay to use? And in the end, is it though? Because once you start with using a mirror, there's other little things you can do, like potions and that kind of thing to keep you safe. And then in the end, you're using black magic against black magic. And is that okay if you're going to save the world? And quite honestly, I don't have an answer for that. I would really like to be black and white and say, nope, you can only use good, and only good is going to save the world. And if you can't just use good, then it's not worth it. But that's not the way society works, and that's not the way our world is, because everybody has good and evil in them. Even the first spook that he's apprenticing under, his lover was also a witch, and he had locked her up and drugged her to keep her safe from everybody else. And that's not really a life for her to live. And in the end, he came to terms with that and sent her away where she wouldn't harm anybody and she'd be happier. But at the same point, he's now trying to tell the young apprentice that you can't have a witch friend, even though he did. It's a very interesting concept, and it's a very tricky thing to navigate, and it's done really, really well. So if any of you guys are into the like an easily understood magic system, a little bit of horror, like this is kind of what I say is the grown-up Goosebumps series. Really good series. Maybe look into this because it's a fun read, it's a good read, it's a confidence builder, and I'm really enjoying it. So thanks very much, guys, and I'll let you know when I have another book read.